Just because, it seems like the times being run in like, 9:58 is, obviously an extraordinary time. But honestly, I feel like it's a lot of guys who are competing today who are not that far off. It's just if the track guys see fit for it to happen, it'll happen. But I feel like, it has to be the perfect conditions on the right day, in the right competition, at the right venue, you got to be ready to peak, got to be that time of the year. And, when you just focusing on running properly, like executing a good race, I feel like those type of magical moments happen. So for me, I feel like it's in my wheelhouse, but I don't try to put too much emphasis or thought on it. I try to just focus on the next practice, the next rep, the next meet, and just trying to improve and get better and better in the times to come. But I feel like, along with me and a group of other guys, I feel like that time is out there on the horizon, and I feel like, we're fully capable of, on the right day, right conditions happen, I feel like that's where those type of magical moments happen.
Of course. Going into the race, I wasn't stressed at all. I kind of was observing what was going on in the race for some reason, seeing who was where and what I need to even work on. Like, as soon as I finished the race, I was thinking, all right, how did this race go? It took me a minute to even look at the time. So, just my finish is pretty strong. So I just need to get a stronger start and be a little bit consistent with it, and we can see where we go from there.
So I'm actually learning how to run the 100 still. So at the end of the day, me and my coaches working on the phases of the races instead of just running the race like I always have. So the takeaway, just keep on progressing on what I did last week and continue to do what I always done.
I was suffering from a minor cold last week when I competed in Xiamen. You mentioned when I would finish the 100-meter hurdles within 13 seconds. I believe it's not a mission impossible. Last week, when I competed against those top athletes, I tried to follow their first footsteps at the beginning, at the start. So I kind of lost my rhythm, which resulted a mediocre performance. So tomorrow, I think I will try to focus on myself, and hopefully I could break 13 seconds barrier, maybe even to finish less than 12.90. That's possible, and I really hope that I could perform better tomorrow than what I did last week. So for this season, my resolution is to set up a new season's best, maybe tomorrow in Suzhou. I tried out last week in Hangzhou. I was a little bit struggling to compete outdoors. So for tomorrow, I would like to, my major resolution is to, my major goal is to indulge myself in the atmosphere, try to have a good experience to compete against the international top athletes, and I will consider it as a rehearsal for the Paris Olympic Games.
Yeah, I guess it's been pretty chill. Nothing, too much out of the ordinary. I guess just mentally a little bit more on a cloud nine than just your average competition. Of course, being able to open up my outdoor campaign with a world record, that's always pretty nice. But so I know that I'm in really good shape. I kind of knew that going into it also, but you never know if the technique and everything is going to match up to the form that you're in, and it definitely did in Xiamen. So I know that I can jump really high right now, and I'm expecting similar results in the sense of to jump something really high tomorrow, as long as conditions and everything is as good as I think it's going to be. So I feel good, of course. Been a nice week, just trying to keep everything rolling, and it's been nice. I think for the most part, mentally, I only do big events in a sense. For me, Xiamen was a big event. Any of the events that lead up to the Olympics, and even the ones after, for me, I feel like I don't go to the meets just to kind of compete. I want to go there and I want to jump really high, and they're all very important to me. and every time I step onto the track, I want to try to get the most out of myself. So, no, I mean, for me, I'm going to jump as high as I possibly can on any occasion. I think that the bigger the competition is, I guess mentally, it always helps to raise your game in that sense, because I think there's some extra juices that flow in that way when it's a really important competition. But no, I feel like, of course, it's an Olympic year, and I think that all the competitions leading up to the Olympics, they become even a little bit extra important. And I think that there's just kind of that level of intensity that you bring subconsciously to the track when it's this kind of year. So no, I mean, I think everything feels very important to me, and I think I showed that last week that I'm very into it, and I want to jump really high.
It's so touching. You are so right. I believe I'm the most senior, at least in this press conference room. Jiao Jiao is the most senior athlete. I do have achieved almost everything in my career, but still, my resolution for the rest of my career is to break a new PB. I always believed that I could throw farther than 21 meters, although I achieved 20.35 meters back in 2009, but still, I want to keep my momentum. So talking about my career resolution, it's not Olympic gold, it's not podium finish, it's just my personal best. The resolution is always there, try to finish over 21 meters. Yeah. And that's where my passion comes from.
Well, first of all, I think my current form, I think is good. I think I'm in good form. I was hoping for last competition to get, to be honest, more of solid jumps, but it was really tricky, really risky. And I can't afford to have any injuries this year. I had fair share of injuries for the past 3 or 4 years. And it's very important here for me, so I'm trying to play it safe. What I expect, I don't really like to do expectations. I just wake up and I really want to go out there and do my best in every single day, in every single competition. I always want to go out there and enjoy the jumps, perform, and do my best. So hopefully this weather stay like this tomorrow, and hopefully it will be good jumps.
But I have been blown away, not just by everything that the meet has done, from how it's been organized, to the hotels, to the volunteers, but truly the people of the country. They've been so welcoming and kind and want to share their culture. I got to go to a middle school here in Suzhou a couple days ago, and it was incredible. I mean, the passion, the heart, the joy that the students had. I mean, I think for them it was such an exciting day to have some athletes come, but it's definitely a day I will always remember, based on just getting to find this mutual ground of sharing things that we loved. I threw shot put. I got to teach shot put. I'm terrible at shot put, but they were into it and loved it, and it was a really beautiful day together.
So for Fengbing, her strategies to fight against pressure is try to focus on herself. Just do the best of myself and then leave everything to fate. That's a good philosophy, just like Almond.